Call to order the City of Wyoming, March 4th, 2020 City Council meeting. Let the record reflect, we do have a quorum. Member Lugar, Member Schilling, Member Yeager, and Mayor Iverson are present. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, open forum is an opportunity for members of the public to address the City Council on items that is not currently on the agenda. However, you may sign up in the back if you'd like to speak for something on the agenda. Items requiring council action may be deferred to staff or boards and commissions for research and future council agendas if appropriate. You will be limited to 3 minutes, and we ask that you conduct yourself in a professional, courteous manner and refrain from the use of profanity. Failure to abide by this policy may result in the loss of your privilege to speak. Do we have anyone here tonight for open forum? No? If not, we'll move on to the agenda, and I just want to say to our residents that are watching, this is a lot of just kind of upkeep for our agenda tonight. So you can go to the website and look at the agenda, correct, Mr. Linwood? Yep. So, all right, so approval of minutes. Number one, consider approving the minutes of the regular meeting of the Wyoming, Minnesota City Council for February 18th, 2020. If there are no questions or comments, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
We have a motion to approve by Member Lugar. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Member Schilling. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So approved. Consent agenda. Does anybody wish to pull an item 2, 3, or 4 for further discussion? If not, we need a motion to approve.
So moved.
We have a motion to approve by Member Schilling. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Member Lugar. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So approved. Does anybody wish to pull reports 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9? If not, we'll move forward to new business. Number 10, to consider Resolution 20-0326, a resolution authorizing the Chisago Lakes Joint Sewer Treatment Commission to issue, sell, and deliver a not-to-exceed $950,000 general obligation revenue note, Series 2020A. Mr. Linwood, you're going to talk about this, and that does not mean that we're paying.
That is correct, and I certainly will, Mayor. Mayor, members of the council, the item before you tonight is for a resolution approving a PFA loan for the Chisago Lakes Joint Sewer Treatment Commission. The Treatment Commission is made up of Center City, Chisago City, Lindstrom, Stacy, Wyoming, and Chisago County and South Center Sanitary District. In 2019, the Joint Sewer Commission came up with a capital improvement plan that went from 2020 to 2024. As part of that, it was something that the city of Wyoming factored into our water and sewer rates. So in the first year, which is your reviewing for your review tonight, is the 2020 corridor lift station improvements number 3. For that note that the joint sewer would be passing, they have passed, and the other entities have asked to do the same. The cost for that general obligation bond is $905,000. The city of Wyoming share of that is 23.12%, or approximately $209,123. So this is an item that has been planned for and was factored into our 2018 water and sewer rate study, and is a plan by the Sewer Commission, and the council actually approved this actual capital plan back in 2019. So with that, I'll stand for any questions.
Mr. Linwood, how many other cities or townships or both are involved with taking care of this joint sewer?
There's approximately 6 entities, like Center City, Chisago City, Lindstrom, Stacy, Wyoming, Chisago County, and South Center Sanitary District that make up of this entire.
Okay. So we all pay equally?
It's based on your capacity at the plant. So, for example, Wyoming's is 23.12%, since we are one of the largest entities, actually the largest entity on this system. So it's based on your volume and flow and what your future needs may be for that sewer treatment plant.
Okay, and then we did put this into our rate study, which we started looking at 2017, 2018. When did we do that study?
2018, correct. We passed that study for our 2019 through 2023 sewer rates. So that would be factored into this. The last year of it, 2024, for the jetter truck, that would be something that we would, as we update that rate study for water and sewer, we would take that into consideration once again.
Okay, awesome. Questions from council?
Question.
All
This
right.
is just for the
Member
first
Yeager.
year?
Correct, that is just for that lift station number 3 corridor, just
And
that
then-
first one. Every year we will do, you'll be presented with a project based on that
Okay.
capital improvement plan.
Okay, thank you.
I
You're
do
welcome.
ask council to wait until they're called on, please. Any other questions? No?
None.
All right, we need a motion to approve Resolution 20-03-26, a resolution authorizing the Chisago Lakes Joint Sewer Treatment Commission to issue, sell, and deliver a not-to-exceed $950,000 general obligation revenue note, Series 2020A. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
We have a motion to approve by Member Luger. We have a second by Member Schilling.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Number 11, to consider Resolution 20-03-27, a resolution approving a space needs assessment in the amount of $9,500 from Wald Architects to be funded out of the Administration Capital Improvement Fund 870. Mr. Linwood, you'll be taking this on as well?
Yes, Mayor, members of the council, presented to you tonight is a proposal from Wold Architects at our February 12th council work session. We began discussions regarding some of the improvements that we had made an RFP for City Hall. As part of those discussions, we started to review and kind of look at a larger overall holistic approach for the city facilities at all, and really what we needed to review, and a thought process of to make sure that we were using our dollars wisely for potential improvements, to really take a grand scheme look at everything. With that, the city council directed staff to ask for a proposal from Wold Architects for overall space and needs assessment. Tonight you were presented with that needs assessment proposal along with the resolution to approve it. Wold Architects, a representative from Wold, is here if the council has any detailed questions in regards to this item, but there is a resolution tonight presented to you that would approve this proposal in the amount of $9,500.
Okay, questions from council? Member Yeager?
How, on your program development, the participation of the planning process, how do you separate out the wants from the needs? My concern is that when you factor in all the needs, this might be unaffordable.
Mayor and council, certainly one of the more challenging parts of any sort of study is generating consensus around some of these ideas. Certainly a core planning group that we're going to be meeting with to kind of discuss those things would kind of vet out where we may have some of those issues, and we would bring those back to administration and council for consideration.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I know that this council has a very great track record of being responsible with taxpayers' money and really looking at what we need and then planning accordingly to it. So, all right. Member Schilling?
All I'd like to say is I've worked with Wold on several projects, so I'm really comfortable with this, and I do like the idea that we're moving forward with this needs assessment. Kind of gives us an overall picture of what we truly need, and and some of the wants as well. But is this based on a 30-year projection? How are we basing this needs assessment? Is it just on current use and need, or projected out how far?
We'd like to try to project out at least 20 years if we
Okay.
can. 30 years might be a challenge just based on available information, but
Right.
probably at least a 20-year
Okay.
time horizon.
So, no, that's great.
All right.
That
Member
was all I
Luker?
had.
No questions.
Okay, I do, Mr. Linwood, correct me if I'm wrong, we have had other reports or, what do you want to say, for $9,500. This is pretty inexpensive. We've had other needs assessments come forward.
We did do some, an RFP back in 2015 or 16, that we received proposals, and this, even based off of those time, this was quite significantly lower than those other ones that we received back previously, so
Yeah,
yes,
don't
that's
take that
correct.
back and change that, but we're just, so,
Fine.
yeah, perfect, that's great. All right, if there are no further questions, we need a motion to approve Resolution 20-03-27, a resolution approving a space needs assessment in the amount of $9,500 from Wald Architect to be funded out of the Administration Capital Improvement Fund 870. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Member Schilling, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Member Luker, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So approved. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Number 12, to consider Resolution 20-03-28, a resolution approving the plans and specifications and ordering advertisements for bids for the 300,000 gallon water tower rehabilitation project. And Mr. Erickson, do you get to speak with us tonight?
I do. Thank you,
Great.
Madam Mayor and members of the council. As you are aware, you had previously authorized staff to prepare plans and specifications related to the rehabilitation of this 300,000 gallon water tower. We have done that. There's been quite a bit of coordination with some of the carriers that are on the tower already to remove their facilities and have temporary facilities in place while that work is taking place. And so we've made great progress on that. We're ready to advertise for bids. So we do have a resolution before you that we are recommending taking that step. But before you move forward with that next step, we wanted to just discuss one component, and that is the logo or the lettering on that tower. And so this tower is significantly smaller in size than the one that we have recently constructed, which is a 750,000 gallon water tower, so significantly larger. I think from our perspective, you see the logo here on, well, it was right there. It's extremely challenging to put that logo on that size tower and have it something that would be reflective of what you'd want it to look like. I think it would be very, very difficult to read the lettering, and it just isn't the large enough canvas, if you will, to provide that on there. And so we wanted to get some feedback from the council on what you would like to see. You can see on the image there now, it's the standard block lettering that you see on a lot of towers. There's certainly options that we can provide, and maybe it's just the portion of the logo that says Wyoming. I'm not sure what you'd like to see, but I thought we need to. That's one final step I'd like to just get clarity on before we move forward with this last step, before we get bids on that.
All right, so with that, Member Yeager, are you raising your hand?
Yeah, I mean, I would just like to see the name Wyoming a mile away, or a half mile away. That is, because the logo we have on the big water tower, I'm sorry, when you are further down the road, it looks like the Eye of Sauron. You just see orange and black. You don't see Wyoming.
Okay.
All right, we appreciate that.
I just wanted to add the place to be underneath Wyoming.
That's creative. There you go. All right.
Otherwise, I do like the Wyoming. I do like the big block letter. I mean, maybe, a little bit different font, but
Yeah. Okay.
that's my only input.
Member Luker.
Yeah, maybe like in parentheses underneath, not the state.
Right. There we go.
Block
I
letters is
fight
fine.
that, we fight that with every, all the time,
Yes.
so, all right. I think as a marketing person, I think we need to use the same font. So if we can use that same font, at least marketing-wise, there's some continuity in that. So if we could put the city of somewhere would be great, but it's not a very big space. So if anything, the font I think would be really important. Are we keeping it blue, or can we maybe paint it the same color as the other one? Is there?
We do have the option, and we don't necessarily need that now. If you recall, the last time, and you may not. It's something that I recall, but we actually brought the paint samples in, and we had a conversation about what that color would be.
Yeah.
I think we could probably just spec out that it should match that. I think that makes sense, that you have similar looking towers, I would think. So that's something that we could just make that decision now if you're all comfortable with that.
Yeah. Are we comfortable with that?
That's fine.
All right, so you've got
We have
got your
direction.
answer then? Got some direction on that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
then we're good. All right, I'm just gonna ask the audience, you guys have a preference on anything? The font? Same font?
Mhm.
Yep, okay. Anybody else? No? All right. So with that, number 12, we need a motion to approve Resolution 20-03-28, a resolution approving plans and specifications and ordering advertisement for the bid for the 300,000 gallon water tower rehabilitation project. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion to approve by Member Schilling. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Member Luker. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's gonna look nice, right?
Beautiful.
It's gonna look good. So, all right, so we're gonna start with council reports. Member Yeager,
Oh, no report, and thank you all for coming.
Member Schilling.
I attended the sewer commission last Monday. It actually was my longest sewer commission to date. We had to appoint committees. As Mr. Linwood had stated earlier, the sewer commission Originally started off with 4 cities on there, so now splitting the committees has been a little bit different, but I now sit on the Personnel Committee and the Negotiation Committee for Chisago County Sewer Commission. And I have a meeting, in fact, this Friday for personnel. We're trying to replace somebody that just recently resigned. Thank you all for coming tonight. I appreciate it. And that's the end of my report.
All right, Member Luker.
I attended the work session earlier tonight, as well as the Park Advisory Commission meeting on Monday. The Park Advisory Commission, in addition to recommending the City Council appoint Amy Buccanero to fill the vacancy on the Park Advisory Commission, the Park Advisory Commission also discussed community organizations to collaborate with on different park activities and events, as well as a discussion about non-traditional park improvements. And that's all I have. Thanks for coming.
I attended the Act on Alzheimer's information meeting in Forest Lake. It was a great information on how us as a community, how we can help get resources to our seniors and their families that are going through Alzheimer's and dementia, which is a very, very tough disease. I also attended the Park Advisory Commission, the work session, and we are very excited to have Amy Buccanero on the park board. I think it's a great addition.
Yes,
So we'll
yes.
be happy with that. So if there is nothing further, we need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned. Thanks for coming.